4th of July, everyone. I'm at Disneyland. Where else would I be? I'm enjoying Paint the Night Parade, and just afterwards we're going to turn this camera just slightly to the left and see the fireworks. So join me, enjoy. Good spot. Matterhorn is the backdrop. I'm here with Eric.
Hi. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
We've been having a great day. It was beautiful, a little warm. We had a great lunch at Cafe Orleans. I haven't been there in forever.
Oh, it's delicious.
I hope you all are having a great 4th of July. Let us know in the comments where you are celebrating. This is a great parade. I love the music.
Look at this. This is just fantastic choreography, and the lights all sync with it. It's just amazing.
For you all, I'm sorry about that. I wasn't sure I was going to do the parade. I thought I was going to go live to the fireworks, but this view was just too beautiful not to go live a little early. So stick with us. We'll have fireworks as soon as the parade is over. You might also see some pops of light in the sky. Definitely this neighborhood has a lot of people shooting off their own fireworks tonight. annoyed by our talking. Don't worry. We have a great video of this parade when it debuted. We have 2 of them on our YouTube, so you can watch those. This one's a little bit more like watching the Rose Bowl parade on KTLA with commentary. We're enjoying our 4th of July, and we think of this as you joining along with us. We had our barbecue earlier. Actually, it wasn't so much barbecue as it was New Orleans fare. It was pretty good. Eric's taking close-ups of these costumes. He wants to recreate this look for Halloween this year, which is not that far off. We just reported today that the Halloween merchandise is already in the stores. Those are pretty cool, Eric.
Well, howdy, partner. Fascinating. Everyone here is taking part in the celebration.
That was Eric getting his own personal content.
This is Buzz Lightyear. I'm detecting huge quantities of extremely powerful light.
Beauty and the Beast, maybe my favorite Disney animated movie of the modern era. I'm so glad to see this parade return. And as much as I love the Main Street Electrical Parade, which is much simpler than this one just has great catchy music that interweaves just a little bit of the Main Street Electric Parade music. It's definitely an homage with all the modern technology, with beautiful costumes and impressive floats. But I do wish, kind of like the original version of the Main Street Electrical Parade, that they would update this from time to time. And they did have the Incredibles float, and then they took it away and brought this one back. Frozen. Dan Hubbard just touched on something I just hope is true. They've got to update the music on the Christmas parade. Am I right, folks? Oh my gosh. Been harping about that for years. But for now, we can enjoy this parade. You're watching Paint the Night, everyone. If you joined us after the start of this video, and afterwards, we'll turn our camera just a little bit and watch fireworks. So stick with us for double feature. Sounds different to you, that's because they've worked in the theme song of the 70th anniversary campaign for Disneyland into the end of this parade. So, not the normal ending, this is temporary for the 70th anniversary. Want this to end, but it just did. It ended. This is the lull between shows. I think, Eric, what time is it right now?
9:21.
So we have 9 minutes until fireworks, so just hang in there with us and we'll do the next one. We have some questions from people about what the flashing is behind the Matterhorn, and that is neighborhood fireworks. So people in the neighborhood buying fireworks and shooting them off illegally. You'll hear the pops of fireworks. You'll see the flashes of light in the sky. Pretty cool. Eric, do you love that parade?
I do love that parade. I've seen it from this angle. It has been amazing because seeing it front on, you see a lot of different things that I didn't notice the last time.
Yeah, and then as it turns, you get to see the full side.
Yeah.
It's a great spot. We're in the hub area of Disneyland. I'll show you approximately where the castle is, right there. So we don't need to turn the camera far for you to enjoy fireworks coming up in just a few minutes. So hang out with us, and if you have any questions, let us know. We're happy to answer them for you. But I have a few things that I want to mention because we can't be out too late tonight. Early in the morning, around 5 o'clock or so, we're going to head to Knott's Berry Farm because we have a big event there tomorrow. We're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Knott's Berry Tales, which would have been 50 years old today on July 4th. Tomorrow, July 5th, we'll be at Knott's Berry Farm, and we're celebrating with the original designers of Knott's Berry Tales, which is so cool. Flew them in from all over the country. We have guests. We filled up that event weeks ago, And we're going to have an attraction walkthrough of the original track of Fairy Tales.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, it's going to be great. Mrs. Knott's chicken dinner type of a lunch. Then we have an audio-visual presentation for an hour with photos and videos and information, including the only known full, high-quality ride-through of the original Fairy Tales attraction. And then we have the panel with all those original designers that are still amongst the living. Once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with Eric Blinksweiler and Chris Merritt, the authors of Knott's Fairy Tales. And I'm so excited about that. But then next weekend, so a week from tomorrow, I'm giving tours of Walt Disney's Storybook Mansion in the Hollywood Hills. If you're interested to know more about that, please check out my Facebook or Instagram pages, or the MiceChat Facebook or Instagram pages, where we have information on the tours of Walt Disney Storybook Mansion. One day only for now. I do hope to have more dates coming up between now and Halloween, but this is the only weekend so far that is approved. So if you've been wanting to go for years and years and you have next weekend available, come join me at the mansion. Eric, you're going to be there.
I'll be there.
You got to stay there the other night. Did you love it?
I loved it. I mean, it might be a little haunted, but it's a beautiful house.
It's more than a little haunted, but that's part of the appeal of the mansion.
And the original artwork on the walls it's amazing.
Yeah.
Just to think of when those were created and who created them, it's just mind blowing. You can't miss the Seven Dwarfs cottage. It's just something you have to see.
In fact, while we were talking about it, I got a pop-up notification that Tracy just bought 2 tickets to the mansion tours. Now, it feels very foggy, smoky. That's because a couple of things are happening. There are lots of fireworks in the neighborhood. That is blowing our way, but also Fantasmic just ended. And all of the fireworks smoke from that blows over. So we're going to have a very dramatic view of the fireworks in just a couple of minutes. What time is it now, Eric?
I believe it's 9:35.
So is it really already? 25. So we've got about 5 minutes, and it could go a little longer because what happens is they can't start the fireworks until the Paint the Night parade clears Main Street. So it just passed us, and it still has to make its way all the way down the street around the hub. And the minute that gate closes, they'll make the announcement and they'll start our fireworks, as long as it's not too windy. It doesn't feel like it's too windy, does it?
No. It's perfect fireworks. Perfect fireworks. So, let's come here. Currently, it's full time and
a lot of people here tonight. Andrew's wondering how busy it is. It looks real busy from where we are because people have been waiting and waiting for fireworks, but the park was not that busy today. Wait times were pretty enjoyable, busier than yesterday. If you were watching our live at 5, which we do every Thursday at 5 o'clock, the park was very enjoyable. About a 20-minute wait for Rise of the Resistance, 4 hours. Millennium Falcon, 20 minutes. The longest wait was Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which was about 50 minutes to an hour, depending on the time of day. Earlier in the day when it was hot, it was busy. And then later, it was much less crowded. The Fantasyland Dark Rides had 10, 15-minute waits, including Peter Pan. It was lovely. It was like that all week. Today, a little more crowded. It's 4th of July, but not packed. Not like the olden days when you couldn't move around the park. And most people are waiting for fireworks and parades and stuff anyway, so attraction waits are enjoyable. We don't know what the rest of the weekend will hold, and we are quite surprised that it was so dead this week. We have been writing about and talking for months about how the summer season is now the new off-season. It's in part because they blocked out the 2 lowest tiers of annual passes, or magic fees, and also because prices to get into the park for a one-ticket are so high. So yesterday was $180-ish. Today was about like $196 or something. And tomorrow will be $206. That makes this a very expensive time to visit. And if you can wait a few weeks, the prices start dropping off very quickly. So this part of the summer is the most expensive stretch of the year up until you get to Christmas. And then you have 2 weeks there during Christmas where it's $206 again. So we see this strange switch of crowd patterns right now where people that used to visit in the middle of summer in July, which was the busy season, It's now the most enjoyable time to visit if you can afford the tickets. Antoinette, I'm sure there are celebrities here today. I haven't seen any. Well, Mariah Carey was apparently here. Did you see her?
No, but I saw that.
A lot of people were posting that Mariah Carey was here. I'm terrible about that. If I see a celebrity in the park, I generally don't even recognize them. So I wouldn't even know if there was a celebrity in the park most of the time, unless they're with me. It's funny, I was just here with Bob Gurr a couple of weeks ago, and we couldn't walk 5 feet without him being stopped and asked for his autograph. Easily the most popular celebrity ever to be in the park is Bob Gurr. It is his park. He built it. He's like the modern day Walt Disney. And for those of you who haven't seen it, and I cannot bring myself to watch the whole thing. I just can't watch my own face on the big screen. But Bob Gurr invited me to his studio and interviewed me for an hour on the Bob Gurr Show. So visit YouTube and search Bob Gurr Show and find the show with Dusty Sage. It's an interesting show. We do talk about fairy tales and the mansion and some other things, but oh, I don't know about that. Every time I make a weird face and I think I look fat, I'm just, it's hard for me to watch myself. That's why usually the camera is facing towards the park and not towards me most of the time. I just sat down. We are in reserved seats here. Very lucky to have good friends with great connections, and every once in a blue moon we're able to get in here to do something special for you. So I hope y'all are enjoying this.
Look at all the patriotic mouse ears.
Yeah, so just a minute ago the parade route was completely visible, and then the minute the parade goes by they drop the ropes and it fills up all the way to the Matterhorn pretty much. If you're trying to see Wondrous Journeys, obviously about where we are is the best spot. So between here and the castle is wonderful. Up to about Coke Corner is also great. You can see the projections on Main Street if you're a little further back towards Center Street, but then the fireworks are smaller. It depends on what you're trying to do. And if you can't make it here at all, don't stress it. You can always go to Rivers of America. In fact, we're seeing the end of Phantasmic right now. That's fireworks that are happening over here are Phantasmic. Let's see what we see there. Might be there. No, I still see a little bit of green going up. So they're just ending it now. But that's a great spot to see fireworks. You can watch the first Phantasmic, stay for fireworks, or just linger in the back of New Orleans Square, because the minute the show ends, people just flee that area, then watch the fireworks and stay for the second Phantasmic. Or go all the way down the parade route, past the Matterhorn, all the way to It's a Small World. And that's your next best spot to watch the fireworks. And if you get a really good spot directly across from the Small World facade, almost to the parade gate, you can see a projection show on Small World, then Paint the Night, and then the fireworks. Eric, it's the trifecta. So right now we're seeing Matterhorn and the castle. This is the sweet spot. Sue, you were very, very sweet, and I'm just so lucky to be able to have met and gotten to know somebody as magical as Bob Gurr. Of course, I worked for years with Alice Davis and Mark Davis and Rolly Crump and so many of those incredible legends, and them being willing to share their stories with me and on MiceChat is really what helped make us what we are. So I'm so thankful that Bob is still around and still so generous with his time, and just such a wonderful, warm, sweet man. A friend of mine just texted me. I don't think he knows that I'm here on the live, but he wrote me a message saying, sorry you were trapped on Small World. Yes, Eric and I were trapped on It's a Small World. It's a little bit like being in Dante's Inferno. Yes. I don't know which level of hell that is.
And we were in the last part where everything's white, so it just added to the insanity.
Well, and you know my theory on why that last room is white, right?
I do know your theory.
Should I tell it?
It's morbid, share.
It is just morbid enough to share.
Yeah.
You all want to know? It's terrible.
It's
clearly not the real story, but I think it works. That all the children are so innocent, and so at the beginning part of the ride, and they're in the colors of their costumes are beautiful and different cultures, and children are born innocents, so there is peace and harmony. But then you get to the last room, and it's sort of what happens when the adults get involved, and the peace is broken, and maybe, you know, it was the 60s when they built that ride. Maybe the atomic bomb is dropped, and now it's all white, and all the children are now in heaven. And why are they in heaven? Because we adults, we screwed it all up. So it's really it's a cautionary tale. In my theory, it's a cautionary tale for us to do a better job of being stewards of this earth and promoting peace and harmony so we can protect the children.
Why?
Happy 4th of July,
Happy
everyone.
4th of July, everyone.
They just made the announcement that in just a few minutes the fireworks will start. They're not making the announcement that they may be delayed. It's definitely starting in a few minutes, so hang in there. We're about to go. Fantasmic is definitely over. Some of the lights between here and Matterhorn have been dimmed. The crowd is getting excited.
I like to think that the all-white front on It's a Small World is showing that the world
Is united. Eric, that is, of course. I know that Wally Crump and Mary Blair and all the people that worked on that attraction for the New York World's Fair were not thinking of the nuclear annihilation.
Oh, you were
But
thinking they were all united.
since I have been little, I have always gone into that room and thought to myself, why are all the children now angels? And I had to come up with reasoning, and the reasoning I came up with as a child was the adults did this to them.
It's quite heavenly and angelic.
You're heavenly and angelic.
Oh, you're and so
Eric is nothing if not modest. He's also a fantastic travel partner. We have been all over the country together, from one end to the other, and visiting theme parks and going to attractions and covering things. You've had a great time, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Especially since I haven't really been to many amusement parks lately, and I'm getting a crash course in everything.
Juan wants to know what time the fireworks start. They should have started already. They'll start any second now. They did make the announcement just a couple of minutes ago that the fireworks would be starting in just a few minutes. So generally somewhere between 9:30 and 9:35 they will start.
The air around here is full of anticipation. You can feel it.
Well, the air is also filled with smoke. You can see how hazy it all is.
It is.
An air of anticipation and smoke.
And we can hear all of the fireworks going off in the neighborhood.
Michelle Handley is online, and her uncle was Imagineer John Hench, one of the real legendary legends of Imagineering. Thrilled to have you joining with us. And I'd love for you to come meet Bob. Here we go. Show is starting.
America, a land where eagles soar. Since history began, its people have celebrated the magnificence of this land. Tonight, we celebrate America, a land of many people, a country that continues to grow, a nation of courage and independence. America the Beautiful. great nation. With joy, we celebrate the United States of America, a vast mosaic of individuality and inspiration, a vibrant palette of cultures and colors, a country whose pioneering spirit continues to live on in the hearts and minds of people who cherish freedom in this land and around the globe. red, white, and blue and cheer the hopes and dreams that continue to shine throughout America.
Wow. That was spectacular. I was wondering if they were going to do Wondrous Journeys and then just do a 4th of July tag at the end, which they've done before, or if they were going to do one of the older fireworks shows with a little bit of a patriotic tag. But no, they did the full-length patriotic show tonight, which was really neat. So just do it one night a year.
Oh, that's it?
I'm glad you all were able to join with us. There were a couple of questions during the video I thought I would answer. One was, with the fire danger in California, do we see Disneyland getting rid of the fireworks and moving to drone shows? No. Where they are located in Anaheim is surrounded by freeways and concrete and pretty safe where they shoot off the fireworks. So this isn't really a danger. And it would probably be more dangerous for them to do drone shows, which would have to take off behind the park, which is where there are currently homes and hotels and a freeway. And if one of those drones, or multiple of them, would go awry and land in the freeway, it could cause chaos. So we think they would love to do some drones, but probably not in place of fireworks here. You really need a spot to safely stage the drones and run that kind of show. So that's what I think about that. This was really a fun evening. Oh my gosh, what a day. crowd levels have been enjoyable. We had a wonderful time at lunch today. We rode Small World, got trapped. You can see my video. Check out the.dusty.sage on Instagram, and you'll see my video of us getting stuck on the ride. It's pretty funny. Eric loses his mind. You don't want to miss that. And then we came here and sat in these amazing reserved seats in the hub to watch the parade, paint the night, and then later the fireworks to celebrate America. Thank you all for joining us, and happy 4th of July, one and all. We will be back with you again real soon. I'll try to maybe do some stuff from Knott's Berry Farm tomorrow, but for sure you will see us on Monday, MiceChat.com for our Monday Disneyland update. Thank you, everyone. Happy 4th of July.
We're running off.